Hi, good morning.
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 Morning. Let's see. One second. Okay. All right. Where am I? Right here. Okay. Well, you finished your first projects. Congratulations. I've looked at a few of them. I haven't gone through all of them, but I think you should be very proud of what you've accomplished. This wasn't an easy project. It was kind of open-ended. Um, every one of you had a different structure that required different problem solving. And so I know that you put a lot of work into this, I can tell. And it just turned out great. And I hope you are proud of what you did. And I know it probably felt frustrating at times, but learning how to control these elements is something you just have to practice. You just make one website and then you make another website and you make another one, and each one is better than the last one. So this was your very first, and I think they look beautiful. So congratulations. What we're going to do today is we're going to take that, take your type specimen and transfer it into actual HTML and CSS files, and then put those onto the server. If you remember back in the beginning, talking about vocabulary, we talked about what a server is, and a server it's simply a computer. It's just a computer that's sort of souped up to hold a lot of files and make them public. That's what it's good at doing. So our department has a contract with a server hosting company, and they provide us space on their hard drives, and then we can, and I've created accounts for all of you, so you guys have space on those hard drives, and so you can upload your files to those hard drives. And it's really as simple as, it's just the same thing as dragging one file from one folder to another folder, except that the other folder happens to be on another computer. But essentially, that's all we're going to be doing. But I'm going to have to walk you through all the steps in it. It's theoretically very simple. There's just a lot of steps you got to go to that, after a while you memorize it and it's easy. But in the beginning, we're going to go kind of slow on this today because I want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So let's get started. And
Professor, I have a question. You pushed the date to the Thursday, so do we still submit everything today?
No, I pushed it to Thursday because we're going to have to go through this process of logging onto the server and uploading everything to the server. Because I would like you to, instead of taking the URL from CodePen, once we upload it to the server, you'll have a different URL. It'll be an actual, like, with the domain name and everything. So I'm giving it till Thursday because we might not all be able to log in at the same time today. So some of you might have to do it like later today or tomorrow or Thursday or something like that. So that's why.
And I have a question. I finished my project and everything, but the thing is like, like in CodePen, you can move the board, where it's HTML and CSS, to kind of move the dimensions, I think, of the board. And it moves some of my, I have big letters and it moves too. So they're not
Yeah,
like steady in like one spot, which like I made them and then I like by accident moved them. I was like, oh, that changes like a lot.
yeah, that's one of the things with web design is that you never know the size of screen somebody's going to be viewing your site on. So it's one of those things you kind of have to take. It's harder with this assignment. It'll be easier with other assignments because they won't be as, dynamic of a composition. But one thing you can do is take the overall container around the thing and just fix its width so that it doesn't change. So the main container around everything, give it a width of, I don't know, whatever size you kind of designed it as. So maybe it's like 1200 or 1400 or however large your screen is, and set that width, and then it'll stay like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Because I didn't want like I will view it one way and then when like for example you're gonna get it like you're gonna see it different way and you're gonna be like it's not looking how it's supposed to.
Yeah, and that's just something that you have to deal with in web design. And there's lots of different. Sometimes it's to your advantage, sometimes it's not. Um, so there's just a lot of different techniques and styles of designing that take all that into account. So like you can have different styles happen at different times. So if the screen is like this big, these styles happen. If it gets to this big, change the styles to do this. And if it gets to this, if it's on a phone, you're gonna have to change the styles to accommodate a mobile phone. So yeah, it's more a little bit more advanced to have those separate styles for each size. And we do that in GD 150.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take your code pen and transfer all the code into an HTML and a CSS file. So this is, basically it's going to be a real website, like not how you haven't been doing real website, but you've been working inside of CodePen, which kind of, it's sort of like a little sandbox, a little bit of training wheels there. We're going to break out, we're going to take off the training wheels today and do it the standard way. But first thing we're going to need in order to do that is a code editor. And what a code editor is, it's a program that, all it does basically is lets you edit text. So you really could use anything that lets you edit text. But a code editor is advantageous because it's made for coding. So it knows what language you're writing and it'll do things like indenting and color coding all the keywords and let you use those shortcuts like the tab and all of that. So what I'd like you to do right now is there's several different types of code editors and most of them are free and they all kind of work the same. So it doesn't really matter which one you use, but the one that I use, the one we use in class is called Atom. So if you go to atom.io, atom.io and download Atom. It's not very large and it's free. And that's what we'll be using to code these pages. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to go ahead and do that. Okay, you can go ahead and open Atom if you're there. And give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up a code in here. Okay. Okay, so when you're in Atom now, the first thing we need to do is create an HTML page. So go ahead and go File, New File.
Question: the for the people that we use background images in worked in Atom, do we also need to do this?
Oh, no, you don't, because you've already done it. Yeah, so you guys are already a little bit ahead. So you can go ahead, follow along, because we're gonna do the styles differently. We're gonna put all the CSS in a separate file. You were putting it in the same file, you know, up at the top and then the HTML down below. We're gonna be doing it differently this way. So you can modify yours if you want, or you could leave it the same way. It's up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the first thing I need to do, very first thing, and before I write any code, is I need to save this file and identify it as an HTML file. So I'm going to go Save As. And you always want to put create a folder for every page, a project folder for every site, site that you're doing. So you want to create a new folder, and you want to name it type dash specimen, just like that, lowercase with a dash in the middle. I'm going to have to name mine type specimen too, because I already have a type specimen, but yours should just be type specimen. And then the name of the file is going to be, and this, you need to type it exactly as I am, index.html. Whenever you're creating a website, your home page, your very first page that opens up, needs to be titled index.html. All the other pages can be, you can name them whatever you want, but the home page always has to be index.html. So I'm going to save that. Okay, so now I've got, so what I've done is these code editors can handle a lot of different languages. So what I've done now is I've identified this as, hey, this is going to be an HTML file. Give me all the shortcuts for HTML. So there's what we're going to need first, what's called an HTML shell, because there's a whole bunch of code that needs to go at the top, it needs to go at the bottom, but this code is the same with every single page. It starts out something like doc type something. It's the same every single time, so I haven't typed it out in years, because why do that if there's a shortcut, or you can copy and paste it. So that there's two ways to do it. The shortcut is exclamation point and then tab, and that gives us the shell that we need, all the extra stuff that's you need in every page. It's already there for you. If for some reason your shortcut isn't working, you can go to a page called HTML shell, and it's right here, and you can copy and paste it from here. So that's an option. For some people, sometimes the shortcuts don't work. I don't know why. So there, I've got my shell. So let's take a look at this. Let's break it down. There are basically two main parts to any HTML page. There's the head, and then there's the body. The body is where anything you typed into CodePen into that HTML area right there, that's basically the body. So the body is where all of your elements go. It's where all of your content goes. Anything you're going to see on the page goes inside the body tag. It's got to be between the opening one and the closing one. So the last two lines of any page are going to be these. Nothing should be below these. Now the head tag contains information about the page. It's not information that you're going to see. It's just information about the page. So here, this says what, character set we're using. This one right here handles mobile devices. This one here, this one, it handles problems with Internet Explorer. I don't really know what these do, but they're handy and they work out some problems you might have down the road.
Professor, can you please, like I just downloaded the Atom and I'm not sure where you're at and where should I start?
Oh, yours, did you open it?
Yeah, it opened itself, but I don't know what else. Do I need to add a folder?
You need to go File, New File, and then save that file in a folder, create a folder, and save it as index.html.
So add folder, and then index. Okay, I'm sorry, it just took it a while to download.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of you. I'm sorry.
I just couldn't, like, I didn't want to stop you, but because you're recording, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll definitely be able to go back to this, and because I'm kind of going to go through a lot of information kind of quickly. So most of you,
how do you save it?
go
File
save
and
as.
save. Okay, save as. I'm sorry. It's just
Okay.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, and then the shortcut is exclamation point and then tab to get all of this information to come up.
Quick question. I went on the HTML website and was it supposed to have like the meta viewpoint context with device with? Was it supposed to have that or no?
Yeah, well, the thing about that one is it has a very basic shell. And what you can do is you can see there's all these extra ones on the side. You can add those in. So include viewport meta tag. I can say yes, and it adds it in there. So you can add these to it, and it just,
And you're
Alright,
saying like we
thank
should
you.
put exclamation mark and then tab?
Yeah, that's a shortcut to so that all the shell will pop up automatically in Atom. I was just showing you this one as an
Doesn't work.
alternative. Yeah, if it's not working, then go here, HTML shell, and copy and paste it from there.
Yeah, it didn't. It just moves, like as a tab moves.
Okay, then go to htmlshell.com and then just copy and paste it from there. Okay. All right. So you can think of the head tag as meta information. It's information about the site. It's not you wouldn't put anything here that you want to show on the page. So these you can kind of ignore, but this one right here, title, that's an important one. Title is the text that appears in the tab, in the browser. So you can see all of these have a different descriptive tag. And And so let's try that out. So like if you bookmarked any of these pages, that's the text that would appear in the bookmark. So I'm going to change this to, go ahead and write type specimen. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go take a look at it in the browser. So go back to where you've saved your index page, and now take the same index page. You're going to have it open in Atom and open in the browser at the same time. So go ahead and open it up. And I don't see anything yet because I didn't put anything in the body, but you can see now as I scroll over this that it has type specimen as the title. So I know it's working now. I know that I'm saving, I'm opening the right file. So it's always good to just do one thing at first to make sure you're looking at the right file, and then, you know, move on from there. So now I can start adding stuff to the body tag. So I'm just going to add an H1. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to our page here, and I'm going to refresh the page. And there. So this is the process you'll go through. You'll make a change in Atom. You go back to here, and then you reload. Change, reload, change, reload. And that's the process that you'll go through. It doesn't do an automatic, not like in CodePen where you can see things immediately. You have to go through this process. There is a way to hook up Atom to do that, to give you like a live view. I've done it before. You can look it up. Okay. So far, so good. Any questions? Okay, let's go ahead and add.
I was gonna say something. How do you open it on the browser? Because mine looks like because it doesn't appear like as an internet browser file on mine. It appears as a plain white file.
What I would do then is I would grab it and drag it on top of you know, one of the icons for a browser, and then it'll open up in there.
Okay.
The other thing you could do is just in the browser, when you're in the browser, you can go file, open file, and then search for it there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's add some styles to this. So I've got Georgia, but it's showing in Times New Roman. So we're going to add some styles. There's different ways to add CSS to your HTML file. You can add it right inside the tag. I don't recommend that way because then you're writing it over and over and over again for every element, and you can't change it in a separate file. You can also add styles to the top here. If you put a style tag, and then you put all your CSS in between the style tag. I don't recommend that either, because what if you have a multiple page website, and you're going to have things that you want consistent across all the pages, like you want your typefaces to be consistent, maybe the way you style photos or graphic elements or things like that. If you did that, you'd have to go in and change it in every single file. What we want to do is to have one CSS file that we can connect all of our pages to. So what we're going to do is create a separate file and link that to the index page. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new file. And just like before, the very first thing I want to do is save it. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and in the same folder, we're going to name this styles.css. Okay, there we have our style page. Okay, so we can start putting our CSS in here, and it's different different than this one where we have all this stuff at the top and stuff at the bottom that we have to put in first. In the styles one, you just start typing it out just like you did in CodePen. So I'm going to give my H1 a style. What am I doing here? Font, family, Georgia. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go look at the page now. I reload, and nothing has changed. And the reason is we've created this file, and they're in the same folder, but we never told index where, you know, hey, go get this style sheet and connect it to the HTML. So we need to have a tag that tells the browser exactly where to find the style sheet. And so to do that, it's link is the name of the tag, and then you hit tab, and then you get this. So href here, this is an attribute. Remember, anything inside of a tag that's like something something equals something something is called an attribute. Href stands for hypertext reference. And inside of these quotes here, we're going to give it what's called a file path. So basically, it's a file path is just telling the browser where to find a certain file. And in this case, they're in the same folder. So we don't have to tell it to go to a specific folder. We could, all you have to do is give it the name of the file. So styles.css. I'm going to, you can split screen on these if you right click, and I'm going to split right. So now you can see the styles and HTML at the same time. So I'm going to save that, go back to the browser, reload, and there. Now I know that my styles and my HTML are connected, they're linked together. So now I'm all set to go. So now I can just start coding, or now what you can do if you've gotten to this point is just start copying and pasting from CodePen. You copy all your HTML into the body tag and all of your CSS over into the style sheet. So I have an example here of one. So I'm going to grab all of the HTML, copy it over here and paste it right there. And then I'm going to save it. I'm going to take a look at it. Reload. Okay, it's working. I haven't connected any of my styles, so it doesn't look great, but I know it's working. So now I'm going to go paste in all the styles. There are my styles. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back over here, reload, and there we go. Okay, so I'm going to give you time to go ahead and do that yourself. Copy and paste them over, and then you should see everything the way it should be seen.
I have a question in this Atom thing. You know how like the shortcuts we usually like H and then tab, and it gives us like all, like how the containers look, like how everything looks, but mine doesn't work. Like, do I need to go somewhere in settings and like change it, or
let's see. Let me research this.
Professor, how did you split the screens again?
I just right clicked up in the tab up there and I said split right.
Okay, thank
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. It worked.
Good. Oh, great, great.
It worked.
Oh, good.
Professor, I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
We have until Thursday to turn this in, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anastasia, and someone else had this
Yeah.
issue as well. Maybe it was you, Alexis, I can't remember. To get it to not resize like that, I gave my container here a width of 800 pixels. And
Yeah, I
now,
just did it too.
okay, good. And now it doesn't do that.
But the thing is like I wanted like some of my letters are cut off and it still like looks like they're inside. Like the right corner, it's like I wanted like the letter J be like outside of the container.
Uh-huh.
But even when I put width 800, it still makes it inside of it. You know what I mean?
Then you might have to adjust your margins on the letter to get it to do that. Does that
I
make
try,
sense?
but like then it means like it goes like fully out. You know, it's like too far, like goes like fully outside. It doesn't even like go inside of the page. Kind of looking.
Let me take a look. Did you follow me on CodePen?
Oh
that-
no, I didn't know we have to.
Okay, can you paste
Yeah.
paste it a link in the chat?
We were supposed to follow you on CodePen?
Yeah, so that I can access, I can see your code pins, your pages.
Can I just
no, I need
follow
to go
you
back.
right now? Because I'm sitting from the iPad and my code pen is on the computer.
Yeah, sure. Just look for my profile name is Rusty Robinson, all one word, like right here, lowercase.
Mm. Um,
I searched you on CodePen and you're not popping up.
If you go to Canvas and
Oh, yep, that's smart.
it's
Just
on
go to your code pen.
what?
We can just go to your code pen, like the ones that you attached, and then it immediately like will give yours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can find it there.
I have a quick question. I think that I'm opening it up in my browser to like see how it looks like, and it's missing like my I suppose my CSS. Could you possibly go back to the CSS page and like scroll up just to make
Sure.
sure? Like, thank you.
Yeah, you might be missing this line of code right here if it's not connecting to your CSS. You need that right there. And you need to make sure that you type the name of the file in exactly as the name of the CSS file. And then
I was missing an S in styles.
yeah, it just takes one little thing.
Okay, let me see if it works now. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I am following you. If that's
Okay. There we go. It's this one here.
yes.
Okay. So which one is it?
The letter J. Oh, and yours it looks way different from mine.
Yeah.
My R is moved too.
Huh. I wonder why. It looks great.
But my R and mine is not like on yours. It's like overlapping on top of the text, and J is inside. On mine, it's not like.
Oh, you know what you can do to control for that, to get it to go behind, is use Z index. And if you give the Z index a,
Oh, I know, but it's supposed not even be on. It's like it should on mine. It's just to the left from the text.
oh, I don't know why that is. That's really weird.
That's why I was now I can see, and my J is outside again from like it's not even touching the text.
Huh. I don't know why that is.
I'm just gonna move them, but I don't know how. If I cannot see it, I'm not sure how.
I have no idea.
Where's like, oh, can you see my screen right now? Like on the Zoom?
I can stop share.
Oh, yeah, because I cannot see myself. Okay, so this is like my screen.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Yeah, I see it.
And yeah, my R is not like touching the.
Right, right. Honestly, I don't know why, because you have a fixed width, you know, it shouldn't resize or anything like that. So I don't know. And just the different browsers display things differently. What browser are you using?
Chrome.
I'm on Chrome.
Oh, genius.
Yeah. That just happens sometimes. Sorry, I don't have an
That's
answer.
okay, but when I'm gonna be putting it into Atom, right? Like I can fix it there.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, and I'm not sure what my camera faces.
So those of you who have been able to get this to work, go ahead and give me like a thumbs up emoji. Cool. And if anyone's stuck on anything, just let me know, because you might not be the only one stuck, you know.
Could you look at mine? Because I don't know what happened while I was trying to work with the grid and it took on a whole different shape.
Sure. Let's see.
It's on CodePen.
Okay, let's see. So I'm looking for Melanie here.
I'm using my Fresno State email as a username. Where'd I go?
Do you see yourself here anywhere?
Hold on.
You can also just paste a link into the chat.
Okay, because it looks I was just there on the list a couple seconds ago.
Maybe you're on this side. No.
No, I disappeared. I'll go on CodePen and post a link right now.
Okay. We've got some more stuff in the chat here. Anastasia, you might want to read the chat. Paul posted some advice on what you can do in.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay.
Thank you.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I'm on CodePen and all my work is gone.
What?
All my work is gone.
How is that possible? Maybe exit out of that and go and see if you can find it again.
It's all gone. Okay. Thank God it reappeared again.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. That's scary.
Okay, here's the link.
Oh, so you're,
This happened.
this happens.
I was trying to figure it out and I'm like, what happened? And then I went back onto the HTML and was trying to figure out what happened.
So it was working before. Here's what I see. Your grid container only has two things in it. It ends right here. It closes right here. And then everything
Oh.
after that is just going to be regular elements on top of each other.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, let me one more time, give me a thumbs up if you've got your page to work. Good, good, good. Good, good. Excellent.
Can I please see the code line for the attaching the styles?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll move on to the server stuff.
For CodePen, how do you make like the one text continue to like the next box?
Oh, you want it to flow from one box to the other?
Yeah.
You can't actually do that in CSS. You know, I knew you can do it in like InDesign and InDesign and Illustrator. One thing you can do is if you can give a single box columns, it won't flow from one box to the other, but it'll create columns for you. And that is, I'll look it up here. Columns CSS. And that's pretty simple, really. So it'll do something like this. And you just put column counts and then the number of columns that you want. And it's nice because it'll resize and readjust the columns according to however long the page is. Does that help?
Will that like, so that, would it go like over another box or would it stay in
No,
its own box?
it only do columns next to each other. So you would have to split up the text into two separate elements.
Okay.
Yeah. It's something that they've been trying to make work with CSS for a while, but they just haven't done it yet. They haven't figured out a way to get text to flow like that. Okay, let's
Could I share my screen to show you what's going on my side? I don't think this is supposed to happen when I'm using CodePen. I mean,
sure.
Adam, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I gotta stop share first.
This is happening on my side. Is this supposed to show up like this when I use Adam?
What you've done is you the name of your file isn't HTML. It looks like it's HTLM. So you need to change the name of your file. You just have a typo up there.
Okay.
It needs to be index.html.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, let's let's move on. So I'm now going to show you how to log into the server and upload your files. This is going to get a little hairy because always happens like the first day I do this with a class. Everyone's trying to log in at the same time, and you know, some people can get in and some people can't. It'll work itself out over time. So you'll just want to reference this video later for the instructions on how to do it. In order to, we're going to be using a software that uses FTP. And what FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. FTP is not the software itself, it's just the transfer protocol. It's kind of like, you're probably familiar with HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You see this in all URLs. This, you know, probably looks something like this, HTTP : / and then the name of the domain name right there. That's Hypertext Transfer Protocol. They work really similar. The thing is, it's just an agreed upon language that the server and the browser are going to communicate with. Like a protocol that for humans would be, we're all speaking English together. That's our protocol. That's an agreed upon set of rules. So HTTP sends the file over, but it also has information about how to display it in the browser. FTP doesn't care about that. It just sends the file itself, just raw, just the way it is. So FTP is a lot faster. So that's why we use FTP to connect to the browser. So the program that we're going to be using for that is called FileZilla. So if you just Google, there's different ones. You don't have to use FileZilla, but that's the one we use in class, and it's one of the best. And it's free, and it's not a very big program. So if you go to FileZilla here, it's filezilla-project.org. You're going to see this page. You're going to want to download the client version, not the server version. We're not setting up a server. We want the client version of it. And like I said, it's free and it doesn't, you know, take very long to download. So go ahead and do that right now. Give me a second. I'm going to try to log in as a student.
Once we download it, do we install it?
Yeah, go ahead and install it. And then you can go ahead and open it. Okay, so open it, but first we need to get our information. Let me go ahead and open FileZilla on my side. Just close those windows. So you see at the top here, it says host, username, password, and port. These are the information, no matter what FTP software you're using, you're always going to need at least these three and sometimes the port. So the way you guys are going to get that information is in Canvas. So if you go to our page on Canvas, there's a page called FTP instructions right here. And this has all the instructions on how to log in. And then here's the host name right here. So you would copy and paste that into the host field. Your username is going to be these characters, push the hyphen, and then your first name lowercase. Some of you, I had to put a last initial on it because your first name was already taken by someone else. So take a look at these down here, and if your name is on here, use the username that comes after it. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So then, okay, so that's your username. It would be all this plus your first name or your first name and initial. The password, the way you get your password is down below here. There's a table. Look for your student ID, and then that's where your password is going to be. So you'll be copying and pasting your password from here into FileZilla. And then the port is going to be 22. So I'm going to go ahead and try to log in as a student. Okay. So once you're logged in, you're going to take a look at this page here. It's divided into two sections. On the left, you can see in the middle it says local site. The left is your local drive. So this is everything. You can go through here and find the folder that you want to download to or from. Those are all the files that are on your own hard drive. On the right here is the remote site. So remote meaning somewhere else, local and remote. And this is your space on the server. So it'll look something like this, except you won't see GD50 folder because we haven't created it yet. But you're just going to start adding folders and adding files to this section over here. So one thing I want to point out right here is you see how the first folder up here has a slash. That is called your root folder. And that means that you can't go any further past your root folder. That you can think of that as like the ultimate hard drive, because if you look over here on the local site, it starts with a slash, and that's your hard drive, that's your root. You can't go back any further than that. And so what we start doing is we start adding files to the root folder.
What files are we moving?
Your type specimen. Yeah. So the first thing you're going to want to do once you have something that looks like this is you're going to want to create this GD50 folder. And to do that, you're going to right click and select create directory. A directory is the same thing as a folder. It's just another word for folder. So sometimes I'll say folder, sometimes I'll say directory. You should know that, that it's the same thing. So click create directory and then name it GD50, no spaces, capitals, and then you'll have something like this. And that folder, you can double click on it and open it up. It'll be empty. And that's once you open it up, this one already has a type specimen in here. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your type specimen folder and just drag it into this area right here. And it should copy it over, and then you'll have a structure that looks something like this up here, this tree structure where you've got your root folder, and inside of there you've got a GD50 folder, and inside of there you've got a type specimen folder.
Oh, I have a question. Like, I'm trying to look for my HTML file in local site, but I don't see the desktop folder, and I don't find it.
You know what? You don't have to necessarily do that, because you can just drag and drop it into here.
To local site?
To the remote site, to this area right in here. You can just
Okay.
drag the folder into there.
Okay.
Am I going too fast?
I have a quick question for,
Mhm.
should our screen for the remote site, should it reflect what it's saying on yours where it says GD50 as a file?
You're gonna have to create, I'm looking at a students from the Monday class, and they've already done this.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to do it yourself. So once you're on the root site, just right click and then create the GD50 folder, and then drag your type specimen folder into the GD50.
Okay, the one we created with Adam.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, one question, sorry. It doesn't let me drag any folder, and I only have like the type specimen.html file, so it's not like in a folder.
You have it inside a folder?
Yeah.
And you're dragging it into this area right here, not the area above, but the area below here.
Oh, to the below one. Okay. Okay, then yeah, I can see it
right
there.
in there, the one below, because that's where all the contents, you can see all the contents. Is anyone not able to log in? Really? Wow, that doesn't happen. That's great. So now you've got it on the server. Now we need to talk about file paths. So I mentioned it before when we were linking to the what am I trying to say here? When we were linking to the CSS from the HTML, and I said you have to type the file path. It's really important to get comfortable with the file paths, because what it is, like I said, it's instructions on where to find a certain file. It could be a CSS file, it could be an image file, it could be video or audio, but you need to tell it exactly where to find the file. Computers are not intuitive. Like, you know, if we were in the classroom and I told you to go to the drinking fountain, you know, you'd look around the classroom and find that there's no drinking fountain, you probably go outside the classroom and, you know, and assume that it's somewhere around, right? And then look for it. Computers don't do that. You have to tell it exactly where to go. You have to spell the file name and the folder names exactly as they're saved as, and type that, and that what you're typing is called a file path. So I'm going to show you real quick how to, once you've got your type specimen in on the server, how do you actually view it through the browser from the server. And if you go to the FTP instructions page, it shows you right here sort of how you're going to do that. The domain is students.fsartanddesign.org/your username /GD50/ the name of the folder or file that you're trying to access. So these slashes here are really important. So this right here, your username, that's your root folder. And then inside of there, the slash says go inside of that directory and look for another folder called GD50. And then there's another slash, and that says now inside of GD50, look for this folder, this file right here. So let me demonstrate that in the browser. So okay, so here, this is one I did. This is a student from the Monday class. So if you look up here at the URL, we've got the domain name, and then Adon here, that would be his root folder. And inside of there with the slash, we have GD50. And inside GD50, we have type specimen. Now notice we're not typing out index.html. We could put index.html in there and it would open. But like I said, the automatic homepage is index.html. So anytime you send it to a folder, because we're just sending it to a folder right now, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to look for a file called index.html, and it's going to display that. Your other files, you know, we'd have to type out the file name, but index.html is always the automatic first page within a folder. We could also type in styles.css, and that would open up that page, and it just displays in text because it's not HTML. But that's the file path to this page right here, starting with the domain name. Okay.
Does the type specimen has to have like a dash? Because
Yeah.
mine is like one word. Or has-
It'll work like that, as long as your file path matches the name of the folder.
yeah, it worked. It's just mine is one word.
That's okay. That's not the end of the world. So I think I have a diagram here to sort of demonstrate that. Where is it? So right here, you've got your root folder, and inside of there, you've got your GD50 folder. Inside of there, you have your type specimen, and inside there, you have an index page, and also the CSS that should probably be on this chart. So the file path is this right here. So far, so good. We all been able to see your type specimen in the browser. So the file once you've found it through the browser on the server, this is the URL that you'll paste into Canvas to turn in the exercise. So when we complete other projects and assignments, that's how you turn it in. You put it on the server. I'll give you instructions on what to name the folder, and then you find it in the browser, and then you copy and paste that URL into Canvas. That's how we'll be turning in things from now on. Seriously, everyone was able to log in? That's
Actually, about that, about the login, it just keeps saying unknown protocol identifier. I've just been like trying to like fidget with it, and it's just
Yeah, you're getting unknown protocol. Okay.
Yeah, and then it says it's like it tries to reconnect every 5 seconds, and then every 5 seconds it's like nope.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where I think everyone's logging in. And if you try it a little bit later today, you can find that you can probably log in. That's usually the case on the first day of class. You know, we do this in class. So I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. But you know, it always works itself out over time. So just keep trying, you know, later today or tomorrow, or just keep trying right now. You never know, you know.
I
Yeah,
have a question.
thank you.
Mhm.
I'm trying to go into my URL, but then it goes to another website, like to fsartanddesign.org, but like I don't know, like I see other stuff.
Sewa. Okay, let's see. I put your name in here and I'm getting a blank page, but it also,
Did I need it to save the FileZilla thing? Like I just put my type specimen inside the GD folder. Is that it? Do I need to do something else?
no, if you put the folder inside of there, and you've got your file is named index.html.
Oh, I didn't name it like that. My file is named type specimen.
Just all one word.
No, with one space in between.
Oh, you don't want to put any spaces.
Okay.
Yeah, take out those spaces. That might be the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you never want spaces in file names or folder names on the web.
No, still doesn't work. Maybe because like
Did you rename them in FileZilla?
yeah.
You right clicked on it and went down to rename and took out the space?
Yeah, I took it. Maybe because like I didn't put the folder inside GD50. I mean, inside GD50, I just have my file. I don't have a folder.
Oh, yeah, you need to put the folder inside of GD50 for that URL to work.
Okay.
Yeah. So the structure should look something like this. If you open up all the folders, it's this sort of tree structure right here.
Oh, but you said to put it the folder under file name, not in remote site.
No, you want to put it on the remote site. You want to have in your root folder, you're going to want to have a folder called GD50. And then if you open that, then you should see, you know, you should be inside of GD50. And that's where you want to put your type specimen folder. So it'll look like this.
Right. Okay, got it.
Cool.
Is it okay if inside the folder I have my Illustrator files and Word files?
Yeah, that doesn't harm it. As long as you have the index, the HTML file and the CSS file, you can through FTP you can upload any kind of file you want. So you could use this as storage space if you had like a really large video file. It would be a quick way to put it on the server and you know, access it somewhere else. So you can put any of them. It's just that it's not going to be viewable because it's not an HTML file.
Okay.
Okay. So I had another activity for us today, but we're not gonna have time to do it. So you guys are off the hook for the rest of the week. There's nothing else to do except for get this type specimen online and turn it in by Thursday. And I have a file path exercise, or we're going to create a multi-page website, a simple multi-page website. We'll do it together during the Zoom session. So that's what we'll do on next week, on next Tuesday. So if you've been able to accomplish all of this, you're free to go. And then I'll stick around for anyone who's still trying to get this to work. And have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. You too.
Man, that server must be backed up.
Yeah, it happens. I'm surprised it didn't happen to more people, honestly, because the Monday class, and like over half people couldn't log in.
I think it's because I got there a little bit late because I was trying to fix some stuff. So when I had
Yeah, that's possible.
yeah, that's all right. I'll just keep trying.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't work, I'll wait a little bit and then redo it again.
yeah, just
It's not bad.
keep trying. If you're not able to log in by Thursday, let me know and I'll troubleshoot it with you. Just make sure your password's the same. And sometimes when you copy the password, be very careful about copying it, because you could accidentally, when you're highlighting it, you can accidentally grab an extra character like a return or a space or something like that. That's happened before with students. So, very slowly highlight it to get it over there. But yeah, if you're not able to log in till by Thursday, let me know, and maybe I can create a different account for you, or maybe there's something wrong with the way I set it up or something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure.
Can I share my screen?
Sure. Let me make that possible. Here we go. Okay, go ahead.
I can't because it's
Oh, maybe I have to stop share first.
Yeah.
Okay, there, now you should be able to.
so. Can you see my screen?
Let's see, it's coming up. Yeah. Oh, so you're having errors on, you're not able to log in either.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be, oh, you have the wrong software.
It's the wrong one.
Yeah, you want the one that's called client. So if you go back to the FileZilla page where you downloaded it, not Adam, but FileZilla.
This one.
Here we go. Go back a page. Go back again.
This one.
Yeah. So see, one of the one on the left there is called clients. That's the one you want.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, so now you should be able to install it. If it's down, yeah, it looks like it downloaded. There it is down in the corner. The exe file in the corner of your browser.
and for the atom, like I get stuck here. So from here, you mean to do this one file index HTML?
Well, you wouldn't make a folder called HTML. You want a folder called index. I mean, not index. I'm sorry. You want a folder called type specimen. And inside of there, you're going to put the index.html file and the CSS file. So you want to rename that folder or
Okay.
make another one. So the first thing you want to do is to create that index, and open a new
File,
new file.
New file.
And then you can close the welcome tab and the other tab over there so you have more space. Those are just, or that, yeah, you can do that. So inside, the first thing you want to do is you want to save this page. So go to File, Save As. Okay, and then make a new folder wherever. Yeah, go in there, make a new folder.
So can I add it here or just or I have to do
Or
it outside the desktop?
Just ignore that index.html and make a new folder.
You want me to do here like a new folder here, you mean?
Yeah, you could do it there.
And what do I call it?
You're going to call it type-specimen. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now go back to save
And I
as.
select this.
Yeah, save it into that folder. Okay. And then you're going to want to name it.
It's not letting me to save it. Like, I don't know why.
Maybe cancel out there and try again.
Save as.
Open that one. And then
I don't know why it's not working.
I don't know. I don't have a PC. You need to add a file name right in down there. You haven't added a file name yet. That it's below that. Oh.
You mean here inside this?
No, not there, not there. You want to do it through Atom, through the Save As screen.
Here, you mean?
Yeah, go to Save As again. Okay, and then go into the folder. So open up the type specimen folder. Okay, and then and towards the bottom, there's a field that says file name.
Mm-hmm.
Type in there index.html. There you go. So now that's what you want. You want to have an
Okay.
index page inside of the type specimen folder. And that's where you'll start putting the code. Try putting an exclamation mark and hitting tab.
What do you, sorry, I don't understand.
Do you know what exclamation mark is?
Yeah.
Type an exclamation mark and then hit tab. It's a shortcut to begin the code. Okay, that didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you go to another web page. So open up a new tab in your browser.
Can you see my pin in your page? Like
Yeah, that looks great.
Mm.
Looks really good.
This is what I done, and this is the actual one. So I'm not sure. So where do you think it's like good enough?
Is that coded or is that an image?
Yeah. This one images, this one coded.
Wow, that's amazing.
Take me a lot of time.
I bet. Cool. Yeah, you did a really great job. So go to a new tab in the browser and go to a page called htmlshell.com.
Yeah, I open it here. Yeah, it's there.
Okay, great. And now just copy and paste that code right there on the right. Just click on it.
This one all?
Yes.
Okay.
Copy and then paste that into Atom. There you go. So that's the start of an HTML page. So now, we need to add the HTML and the CSS from your CodePen.
So I just copy all of them here.
You go into CodePen, you copy your HTML.
Okay. I didn't fork it yet. That's fine, right?
That's fine. So copy and paste all of that.
And here.
Yeah. And then in between the body tag, not at the bottom, but in between the body tag, the opening body tag and the closing body tag is where you
So you want it to be like here?
No, up one.
Here.
Hit return.
Let's return. You want me to delete it and
No, just hit enter. No. I just want you to go on to the line below. So
this one line, you mean? Number tell me which line number.
Number 8.
So you wanted to paste it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
In between the two body tags. There you go. Now you can go ahead and save it.
From where can I save it?
Just hit you can go from the file menu.
Save as or just save?
Just save. We've already saved
okay, save. Okay.
And then now go to into your Windows folder where the file is saved.
So where?
Look for on your computer, on your desktop, look for the folder that you saved it into.
Okay. So this one, right?
Yeah, in your GD50 folder, you're gonna open up type specimen. Oh yeah, you've already got it open. Okay, now double click on that. Open it in Chrome. There. So we haven't put the styles in yet. So, but we know it's working now. We know
Yeah.
that you saved it and it's saved and now you can view it. So now we need to put the styles in. So we're going to create a separate page in Atom to put all of our styles.
It will be like different page, not the same one.
Not the same one, a separate page. So go up to File,
Mm-hmm.
New File. Okay. And now the first thing we want to do is save as. And you're going to put this in the same folder inside the type specimen folder. And then you're going to name it styles.css. Dot.
CSS. Like,
And then hit save.
mhm.
Okay, great. So now you have 2 files in that folder. So now we just need to connect them.
So I do like to copy this one at the first, this.
Copy the CSS from CodePen.
So should first I do this step to copy this or no?
No, now you're
No
doing
need.
your CSS. You don't need any of that. That's
Oh, that's good.
just HTML. So go to your type specimen in CodePen and then open up your CSS. We're done with the HTML.
Okay.
So highlight all of that. And then copy it into the file we just created. There you go. Awesome. Save that. Okay, great. So then the last step here.
So is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. So
Did I click it or no?
No, not yet. We
Okay.
don't need to do that. What we need to do is we've created that style sheet, but we haven't told the index page to use it. So we need to put one more line of code in the index page. So
Go where?
go to the index page, the tab up there.
This one you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and scroll to the top. Okay, so you see after the HTML tag, you see a tag called head. Do you see that?
Number 3?
Yes. We're going to put another line of code in between the 2 head tags. So add another line after title or after
Like this?
the meta. Yeah, that's fine. And type the word link and then hit tab and see if your shortcut works. Link and then hit tab. There we go. Perfect. So under href there, you're going to want to delete what's in between the quotation marks under href.
What do you mean?
Right in there. Yeah. Delete whatever's inside the quotation marks, delete it, but leave the quotation marks.
Oh, okay.
Just the stuff inside the
That's
quotation.
the inside.
Okay, delete that. And now type the name of the file that we're going to be connecting to, which is styles.css. And now it will go and find your styles and apply them to your index page. So go ahead and save. And then go back to the browser where we were looking at the page.
This one, you mean?
Uh-huh. And then refresh that page.
Mm.
There you go. So
Okay.
those are the steps you need to go through anytime you create a new web page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, you did it. That's great.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of connecting to FileZilla and
So what this for, like?
that's what we use, FileZilla. You have to click, you have to go through the installation process.
Mm.
I don't know what that is. I would say decline or okay, that's fine.
Professor, can I just ask a quick question? I just have a quick
Yeah,
question.
sure.
So when I submitted my link because I was done and I went through the whole process during the class. But when I go to the link on Canvas, it kind of looks a little bit different. But when I click it, it opens differently on the page, if that makes sense.
You opened it, clicked it and opened a new tab and it.
Yeah, I like when you put when I looked at Canvas, submission details, and it looks like crazy.
Did
but
you
when I open it, it opens kind of correctly.
Okay, that's fine. That happens a lot. I always just open it in another tab when I go to look at it. Yeah.
Because I was kind of it looked just my letters were all over. I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks not right.
Yeah, no, I know it does that. I don't know why. It's just trying to give you a preview and it doesn't do a very good job of it. So I always look at the tab, so no worries.
And if the project is not fully on covering the full page, it's kind of a little bit shifted to the left. Is that okay? Or it has
That's
to be
fine for this project where that's because you constrain the width. And for this project, that's not a problem. We'll learn to deal with the full page issues later on.
Okay.
So
thank you so
good.
much.
Good job.
And then if we have any more questions, we can just contact you, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta switch computers with my sister. She has a meeting.
Oh gosh, you share computers?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be tricky.
Sometimes, I mean, it just depends on the days we catch us at. It's just been this week. It's just been a project week, so it's just been a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Well, okay. Yeah, just contact me if you have any questions.
So for the host, should I copy this here, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And username is
You have to use those characters.
this character, right?
No, that's your password.
And username?
Username, scroll up. Right underneath host. You want to yeah, all of those plus the hyphen. You want the hyphen too.
Oh, okay.
Copy that. Type that in, paste that in, and then add your first name, lowercase.
Next to this, add my first name.
Yeah, after the hyphen.
Okay. I don't know what's this.
Lowercase.
Lowercase.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. And the password is this, right?
did you type your full name?
Oh. Mm. So my full name, right?
Yeah, that's right. And the
Okay.
password, you'll copy and paste it from Canvas.
This password, my ID.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right there.
And the port is this one, 22.
22, yeah. And then go ahead. You probably want to make your screen bigger.
This one, quick connect.
Quick connect, yeah.
Okay. Set always.
Just say okay.
Just okay, or should I press always?
Yeah, press always.
Okay.
There, you got in. That's great. You can expand that window by dragging that line down so you can see. Yeah, exactly. So you can see better. So now on the right side, drag it down halfway so you can see both parts. Okay, that's good. Now that's your root folder. See the folder underneath where it says remote site?
Mm-hmm. This one.
That's your root folder. And in the place down there where it says empty directory listing, that's where we're going to put all of our files. So the first thing we want to do is create a folder called GD50. So inside that space, the one in the lower right, where it says empty directory listing, you want to right click inside of there.
So how?
Inside of the space right in there.
This one you mean, or no?
No. The area you just pulled the line down to halfway. It's the bottom area right there. It
You
says,
mean the file name here?
yeah, right in there. Right, exactly. So just click anywhere in there in the blank space, or yeah, in the blank space. Create directory.
New file.
No, create directory. Cancel that.
Okay. This one, right?
Yes. And then type in GD50 with a capital G and a capital D, no spaces.
Okay.
And it click okay.
Should I delete this slash here or no?
No, leave the slash. That's your root directory.
Okay. So GD50.
Click OK. Okay, and there you just created your file for the class. So go ahead and open that, double click on it. Okay, so now inside of the same area, this is where you're gonna wanna drag your type specimen file.
So the one is here, you mean?
You can just, yeah, you can just,
Which one? The index?
no, the folder itself. So go back to GD50.
So this,
Yeah, just that folder. You want to drag it into that area down there.
okay. Should I just copy it or just drag?
No, drag it. There you go. Yeah.
I don't think so. Wait. Gonna close all of this.
You want to open up the window more because you can't see that area right now.
You want me to drag it here, right?
No, and open up the window larger because you can't see the area.
You want to drag it here?
Yes.
And this file name?
Just drag it in there.
I don't know why it's. This one here, right? Yeah.
There you go. You're done.
So I'm done now.
Yeah. Now you just go to the browser, and to view it, you type in the URL. So open a new tab in the browser
Okay.
and type in students.
Okay.
Students, plural. Add an S.
Sorry again. So student space or nothing?
No spaces, but it's students plural. So add an S. Dot FS Art and Design, ART
RT.
Art, ART. Art, you have an extra R in there.
So which one, the extra one?
The first R. It's like the word art.
Yeah.
Art and AND. Design, DESIN. SIGN, that's right, yeah. And then .org.
.org.
And that's the domain name. Oh, not yet. We need to type some more. There, okay, so now put slash. Slash and then your name, all lowercase. And then slash. GD50, the name of the folder that we just created.
And capital GD50.
No spaces.
Okay.
And then slash. And then type dash specimen, the name of the folder that you dragged over in there. There's a dash in there.
So dash
right there.
Between the type. Okay.
Okay, and now hit return.
And then that's it?
That's it.
Okay. Wow.
There you go. So now you just take that URL and copy it into Canvas to turn this in. This looks fantastic.
So you want only this, right?
Yeah. You'll just turn that in to turn that into Canvas on the assignments page. I have to go because I have another class.
Yeah, me too. I have another class. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad we got through that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you. Bye.
Bye.